My name is Tech Geek Josh, and you're watching the live stream video comparison between the LG X Charge versus the Coolpad Canvas. Now, before we actually start off, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about these phones, like processor wise and most importantly, price wise. The LG X Charge is currently going for, as of this broadcast, or I should say, as of this live stream video, for $79 at Walmart, but it may have changed. I'm not completely sure, but that's how much I got it for. And the Coolpad Canvas is currently going for $50 at Best Buy. I actually forget how much I paid for my Canvas, so you'll have to watch either my unboxing and first look or my review of it to find out how much I paid for it. But as of right now, I forget how much I paid for it. Processor wise, the LG X Charge, as you guys should know if you've been following these video live streams or live stream videos that I've been making these past couple days, has a MediaTek 1.5 gigahertz octa-core processor with 2 gigabytes of RAM, while the Coolpad Canvas has basically the same processor as yesterday's live stream video of the E4 versus the LG X Charge, which is quad-core 1.4 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 with also 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now that the processor specs and price specs or price tag, specs is over, let's go ahead and start with the boot up test. Let's boot them up in 3, 2, 1. Looks like my lens is smudged. Too far. I'm very slightly pinching out on the screen. It's not really doing anything. Whoa. There we go. So which one will be the first one to start up? Surprisingly enough, the Canvas looks like it's started up first, but it has a little bit of trouble actually unlocking, as you just saw. I don't care if you guys see my passwords. Yes, I was actually smart and I turned on airplane mode finally. After what, 3 videos of the X Charge? But you guys saw it there, the Canvas was the first one to boot up. And before I start out, that little, shouldn't be doing that with airplane mode. That little system update that I had, or the little system update icon on the LG X Charge in yesterday's video, that was a Android update. I don't know if I showed you guys. I may have, but I applied that update, and all I see that has changed is the signal bars. Of course, you can't really tell. If you follow me on Snapchat, mostly I'm most active on Snapchat. But if you follow me on there, then I showed you guys what the changes were. One of them, for you guys that don't follow me, the signal bar has changed to a different style, and we have the January 1st, 2018 security patch. So with that said, let's get started. Yeah, my Canvas is still having this issue where it's not connecting to the Wi-Fi automatically. I have to literally go into the settings here to connect to it, which is very odd. Kind of bothers me every now and then. Anyway, let's get started. Snapchat. X Charge. Now you would think with the same processor in the Canvas, you would think that it would perform just about as good as the E4 from yesterday's live stream video. Don't mind that, I don't even know what that is. Some kind of text message. But with that said, let's continue. Pandora. X Charge is in the lead. Both advertisements. I'd say exactly the same there. Spotify, 2 different versions. Obviously the hacked one is going to be faster, and apparently I'm not logged in on the Canvas, which is very odd. Either that or these things just back me out of it or log me out for no reason. Play Store. phones keep sliding. I really couldn't tell because the phones were moving, so let's go ahead and close that and restart it. X-Charge, that time. YouTube. Canvas, split second ahead. Instagram. Well, to be honest, I really wasn't watching. I was just really looking at the feed. I really wasn't watching which one was first. Sorry about that. So because of that, let's go ahead and restart the app. Canvas. The Canvas won this one by just a very, very slight millisecond. If you don't believe me, I suggest you go back and rewatch. Dunk shot. X-Charge, as it pops up with an ad. So the X-Charge won. And I also like to point out that I don't want this ad, and I accidentally tapped on that bottom ad. Before I continue, these have different buttons. The X-Charge has on-screen buttons, and the Canvas here has off-screen buttons, but they are the reversed layout. Recent apps, home and back. Similar to a lot of Samsung phones nowadays, or probably all of the Samsung lineup. Whether you like that or not, it's on the Canvas. Next is Messenger, X-Charge. Hold on a minute, I'm just adjusting my light over here to see if it helps with the video quality. It seems like the phone I'm live streaming on is like focusing, not focusing, focusing, or, you know. Come on, Canvas. It looks like it's freezing up a little bit. Messenger's not responding. Close app. Okay, good. It's still in the recent apps. This is a stock wallpaper on the X-Charge. This is a third-party one on the Canvas, if you guys are curious. Next is settings, as I did not tap it on the X-Charge. Canvas. And camera. Honestly, I would have to say about equal there, but you guys may be the judge. You may have saw differently. Now, let's do these last two apps down here. We're not doing the browser test anymore. If you guys are new to watching these recent live streams, we're not doing the browser test like we used to before. We're just doing these two over here, phone and messages. Phone. I would have to give it to the X-Charge because it popped up with the dialer first. And messages. The Canvas just very slightly on this one. Both have 2 gigabytes of RAM, so let's go ahead and see which one holds apps open the best. Oh, it slid a lot right there. Exactly the same. Doesn't look like my light is doing anything. You can see how it kind of changes. I'm moving it back and forth, but it's not really doing a whole lot. So those were exactly the same. Pandora. Looks like both had to reload. Looks like the X-Charge is first. Spotify. I would have to say about the same there. Both had to reload. I would say about the same here as well. I don't know what's going on with my internet, or I don't know what's going on with this phone that I'm live streaming from. It says that I have a very bad connection every so often, which my Wi-Fi is pretty strong, actually, so I don't know why it would be saying that. YouTube. Had to reload on the Canvas. The X-Charge held it open. X-Charge. Oh, my mistake. I'm pressing all sorts of stuff. We'll not count that one. We're just gonna move it away. X charge. Canvas had to reload. X charge. Of course, the camera's not going to do it justice, but in real life, just doing this very little thing, they're actually really smooth. You may be able to tell it on camera, but just not very well. But trust me, it's actually very smooth on both of them. So with that said, next app. Again, I'd have to say exactly the same. I can't seem to get these phones in the center. X charge. And exactly the same. So you guys saw it here. They both performed very well. The processor in the Canvas is able to keep up with an octa-core processor, just like we saw with yesterday's live stream video. The E4 was actually not too far behind of the X charge. And if you couldn't hear me earlier or just wasn't paying attention, the E4 basically has the same exact processor as the Coolpad Canvas here, so that's very cool. But the weird thing is, the Canvas here costs $50, whereas the E4 with a fingerprint scanner, yes, a fingerprint scanner on a phone, and it only costs $40. I may have said that wrong. I do apologize, but yes, that's quite odd. A phone that's $50 doesn't have a fingerprint scanner, and a phone that only costs $40 does have a fingerprint scanner. Phones these days, man. I mean, the E4 was actually produced last year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe in 2016. I'm not completely sure with that either. Oh, the Canvas went to sleep. Come on now, don't go to sleep. Yeah, maybe I have to be more prepared. Maybe I have to turn up the screen off time, meaning to make it longer. So yeah, you guys saw it here. I don't know what else to say. Both of these phones are pretty excellent. There has been times where my Canvas here, the battery life on it used to suck really bad. One day I would like fully charge it. The next day, if I'm lucky, it would be down to maybe around maybe 30 to 50%. No joke, from 100% overnight. So I don't know what was up with that, but these past couple days that I've been, monitoring it, it seems to do pretty well. Seems to be holding just fine for whatever reason. I guess it was just a little thing that it had, a little moment or whatnot. But anyway, guys, that about does it for this live stream. For once, actually, nobody joined in. But if you watched the replay, thank you. I don't mind. Either way, if somebody joins, it doesn't matter to me. This is going to go live anyway. It's going to stay on the channel. And, yeah. With that said, thanks for watching this live stream video comparison between the LG X Charge and the Coolpad Canvas. And I will see you again in the next one.